Hello, our group is Team PEKKA, and for this semester, we teamed up with Savi Finance as our partner. Savi Finance is a beginner-friendly personal finance management service that allows users to manage their own finances effectively and efficiently to achieve their goals. In today's world, managing finances yourself can be time-consuming and manual. Currently, people have to make calls, enter data, and use complex tools. Our goal is to simplify this process and save users both time and effort. Thus, our overall software solution is an AI invoicing system. This acts as a personal financial assistant that can handle invoices both manually and through an AI chatbot. This is a brand new feature that works alongside their existing features, which is transactions.
Now we're going to demo our application. As an iOS user, I am going to walk us through how to use the invoicing system. First, as a user, say I want to create an invoice. I click on this button and click on Add Invoice. And let's make the client name Subway Catering. And let's make the method of delivery email. And the contact is subway@gmail.com. And this is going to be due in about a month. So let's just make it January 1st. Now let's add the items. So we had a lunch buffet where it was $28.50 per person. And we had 35 people. So we click on add, and we also add another one. And we had a vegetarian option. And the unit price for that was $26.50. And we had 4 people for this option. And for the setup and set up and clean up, this cost us $250, and we only need to pay this once. So we click on add and we click on create invoice. And just like that, we see the invoice that we just created. So we see that we actually made a typo for the client name. So let's go edit that. We can click on the invoice and we just click on the client name and we can change it back to the correct spelling. Also, we can put in a description here. Let's just say this was actually for a club meeting. And just like that, everything else can stay the same. And let's just save changes. And here we see that the client name is now spelled correctly. And it also has a description. I also forgot to change one more thing. Let's just say I wanted to change the email. Now, note that if I try to enter a invalid email, so for example, it's Subway, and try to save the changes, it won't let me because it's not a valid email address. Also, if I want to say change to a phone number instead of like a phone call instead of an email, I can click here and just type anything, but it needs to be in the correct format of a phone number. And here I can just click change, save changes. And we see that the method of delivery has changed and the phone number has been saved. Now, every invoice needs to have the following 3 fields: the client name, a method of delivery, and at least one line item for it to be valid. For example, for this invoice, if I try to delete the client name and save changes, it won't let me because it is a required field. Similarly, if I try to delete the only line item and save changes, it won't let me because it is a required field. And likewise for the method of delivery. Now, we can see that Masaru's test invoice has been paid, so let's just delete it. We can click here, scroll down, and click delete. And we confirm. And we see that it's been deleted. We can also filter the invoices by clicking on the filter screen. We can filter by the maximum amount. So let's just say $120 and show the results. And we can see that it got rid of all the invoices that were more than $120. Also, we can do the same thing for the minimum amount, say $100. And we see that it got rid of everything that was below $100. You can clear the filter by clicking on Clear All. There are four possible statuses for invoices. It is draft by default, it is finalized once it is sent out, and it is paid once the client has paid. And it is overdue if they have not paid by the due date. We can click here and check, say, this plumbing service fee has not been paid by September 30th, and today is December 1st. So this is overdue. Okay, well, that was a lot of work.
Thankfully, there's a faster way to create invoices. Our invoicing system includes an AI chatbot feature called Ask Savi. To demonstrate compatibility, I will be doing this demo as an Android user. So let's say I want to create an invoice using the chatbot. So here I'm going to paste a prompt just for sake of time. And it should create an invoice with the client name Sarah Fortune, with the method of delivery as its response here. We can go to the invoice and refresh. And now we see that the invoice has been created with all of the fields that I mentioned before and the correct total calculated. Now let's say I want to create multiple invoices at once. So here I have a prompt that creates 2 invoices, all with different fields. And as you can see, it's created 2 invoices and it's bolded all of our fields. So now if I go back and refresh, we see both of our invoices have been created with the proper quantities and total dollars. Now suppose I want to edit an invoice. So I'm just going to start a new chat. And let's say I want to edit the invoice called Sports Check to be Sports Check Paid. So now it says it's successfully finished. I'm going to refresh. And now we can see that Sports Check Paid has been updated. And that's the only thing that's been changed. Moving on, let's say you have so many invoices and there's one you want to delete, but you can't find it. For the demonstration, I'm going to try to delete the invoice called Bob. So I'm going to tell the bot, can you delete the invoice with the client name Bob? Now it says it's found an invoice, Bob, and it tells you the details to make sure you're the right one in case there are duplicate names. And it gives you a confirmation. Do you want to delete this invoice? I type yes. Okay, the invoice for Bob has been deleted. Now we can go back and refresh. And we can see that the invoice Bob has been deleted. Last but not least, we can also tell the chatbot to list invoices. So let's say I wanted to list all the invoices created in the last 24 hours, which also should show us the invoices that Masaru created. So as you can see, we've created these invoices, and these 2 we created prior to this video. Let's say I'm a user, but I don't know what this chatbot can do for me. So I can also ask it, what functions or tools can you do? As you can see, it says managing invoices such as create, listing, editing, and deleting, along with basic functionalities. One more thing to note for this demonstration, the Savi Finance app is not operational on landscape mode, so it's only in portrait. This concludes our Deliverable 5 demonstration. Thank you for watching.